All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And peace, love, and salutations to the Akim that's out there laboring, that's of the hopeful elect, that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And pretty much I want to feature this video short from Tucker Carlson's podcast where he has a guest on. And this guest pretty much goes into UFO witnesses being threatened by the CIA. All right. Now we know that this whole thing behind the scenes has been going on for decades. The truth is pretty much coming out concerning what they see in the heavens, and the Lord is pretty much revealing Himself. The masses of the people pretty much do not understand what is going on. They pretty much have the perception of there being, so-called aliens, have you. And E is the one that actually crafted the minds of the people to think that way from decades of putting out movies and pretty much, they have changed the name also of what they see out there. It went from UFO to UAPs, okay? Which is pretty much a unidentified autonomous phenomenon, okay? And when you look into it, all right, this is pretty much where they had to take this much more serious and put a so-called scientific approach to it. And he's pretty much not going to figure this whole thing out at the end of the day, all right? And this individual here gets into it, but we know that the Lord is pretty much revealing Himself to this place, and we are truly dealing with the man of sin, okay? And he's doing things behind the scenes to cover this up, okay? You see, the masses of the people do not understand what is happening out there in the heavens, man. And these people, military personnel, when you think about the Air Force and the Navy chiefly, they're seeing things out there and they're reporting it to their commanders, and they pretty much are being hushed up, so to speak. Many people's lives have been threatened. Their job security has been threatened, and pretty much, the man of sin is pretty much being revealed in his last days, man. All right. But pretty much before I even play this clip, I want to get a scripture real quick, okay? And we know that, the spirit of Cain is pretty much rearing its ugly head up on high now. And this is Sirach chapter 23, verse 18. A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. You see? All right? And this man, the sin's being revealed, and this man, traditionally, he initially broke wedlock, okay? Pretty much in the garden, all right, when he slew his brother Abel. All right, let's get that real quick, just to tie it into the scripture real quick. This is let's go to Genesis, the 4th chapter. And pretty much, the sacrifice that he gave to the Lord didn't have respect for it. Okay, so he was supposed to be going on the lines of the law that was supposed to be in the inward parts of giving a sacrifice to the Lord. Okay, all right, we're going to pick up at verse 6. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? Okay, all right, because he felt some kind of way because the Lord didn't have respect for his offering. Okay, the offering was supposed to be of the flock. Okay, he basically gave the offering of fruit. Okay, you see, again, cutting corners. All right, you see, And it says, if thou doest well, shall not thou be accepted? And if thou does not do well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel and his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel and slew his brother and slew him. Okay, and pretty much, Cain waited till he got into the field where he figured that nobody would see him to slew his brother Abel. Okay, you see, right? And it says, and the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Okay, and this right now can all correlate to what we're seeing now here. Fast forward now, okay. Cain and Abel being reincarnated into Jacob and Esau, okay? And right now, the scriptures speak about Esau being at the end of the world and Jacob being the beginning of it that followeth, okay? And what they're seeing in the skies, all right, is Jacob's salvation, okay? And Tucker, he pretty much passed up a good amount of knowledge, okay? Because we all know that pretty much, about 8 years ago, okay, he pretty much ran into the prophets on 34th and 7th, man, in New York City, okay? And these questions would have been, or this understanding would have been given unto him, at least to hear it. Well, whether he accepted it, believed it or not, will be on him, But the only men that will be able to pretty much break these things down that's happening in the earth, would be ordained men of the Lord. Okay, the prophets, man. Okay, you see, all right. But what happened was he didn't like what he heard about his faith. Okay, all right, as being pretty much an Edomite, man. That that's truly what he is. So he pretty much got up the street, all right, and he cut the conversation short. But the wisdom and knowledge, pretty much, he had passed up. But pretty much, without any further ado, I'm gonna play this clip because now he's searching for things that's going on in the earth, and he's looking at these so-called men of the world's understanding to get his answers. But without any further ado, let's play this little clip.
This thing just flew over the top of him. It had to be 2 city blocks wide. He said it was cylindrical and just took off. No noise, no heat, no vapor, nothing. And they all just stood there and they're going, what the heck was that? Yeah. But they go back to shore and he said that the men in the suit, he said, I figured it was CIA or something. And they said, this is national security. If you ever talk about this, you'll be busting rocks for the rest of your life if you're lucky.
On what grounds could the federal government justify classifying reports of things that its servicemen have seen?
Every time it's national security, Tucker.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but you have a group of people that are so afraid of the industrial war machine that funds their campaigns. Every alphabet agency in the country has a wing that's investigating these things. And they'll admit that they're looking at something, but then you come to them and they say they don't exist, but we need the money to do it.
And that's in the budget.
Oh, yeah.
And that's pretty much the whole gist of it. Okay? You see? All right, he's trying to understand, and Tucker, pretty much this guy, all right, he has to question, he has to answer a few things, all right, concerning himself, of why he was fired from Fox News, okay, you see, all right, the walls are pretty much closing in, all right, on pretty much talking points, all right, he understands that part of it though, but he also what he doesn't understand is why his colleague, Glenn Beck, all right, years prior to before he got fired himself, okay? And he has to look into the reason why he was fired, man, okay? Why? It's because he was bringing out pretty much the relics, okay, from the natives, so-called natives, all right? Would you want to talk about the tribe of Gad and Reuben, okay? All right, he brought it out on the show, okay, and then they immediately fired him. All right, but pretty much that's for a different lesson, though. But Tucker, pretty much, he's trying to understand how things are working now, and it's pretty much why they're doing the things that they're doing. Why is truth being covered up? Why things being trying to be sweep things under the rug, so to speak. And he's trying to get an understanding of that. But again, he passed up his opportunity for that, though. Pretty much, those are the chariots of the Lord. Okay, you see, all right. He did mention Ezekiel first chapter. He understands that, though, but not to the extent to where he needs to really get a full understanding of what is going on. Okay, all right, because he pretty much puts these men up here of the wisdom of this world, and they can't grasp it. So I'm gonna start with a scripture real quick, and this is gonna be 1 Corinthians. Cue it up real quick. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 19. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Okay? And pretty much is being destroyed because why? It's because these people are pretty much being held in the dark. You can see that this individual that he has on the show is actually a representative in Congress. Okay? And pretty much, he's being very calculated on what he can say, but pretty much, there's a gag order for a lot of the things that they're seeing in the heavens, man. All right? But they really don't have much to say but giving accounts of what they saw, but to find out exactly what it is, they know not. Okay? You see? All right? But the Lord is destroying the wisdom of the wise and bringing to nothing the understanding of the prudent, man. Okay? You see? It says, where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world? Okay, and the wisdom of this world is foolish, man. Okay, and the only way you can be able to get the full understanding of what's going on in the earth, okay, you got to turn to the prophets, man. Okay, men that were predestined, man, to be able to get this understanding, man, and stand 10 toes down in these last days, man. Okay, all right, and this truth is compassing the whole earth, man. All right, then the end is about to come. All right. But it says, right? For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by the wisdom knew not the Most High. It pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. Okay, and Tucker, he pretty much had his chance, man, to be face to face with the men of the Lord, man. Okay, you see, he was out there live and direct, man, in Acts and in Acts a question, Okay, and he's pretty much a very I describe this man, a very inquisitive person. Okay, and he's pretty much trying to put the pieces together, man. But you're not going to be able to get the whole puzzle unless you converse with the prophets, man. You see? Okay, all right. But the Lord, it pleases the Lord for the foolishness of preaching, man. Okay, and the reason why he ultimately asks the apostles, what is this that you're talking about? Is because people look at that as a spectacle, man. Okay, all right, and it intrigued his inquiry. You see, okay, but pretty much, reading on, it says, for the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom, and these pretty much are all Israelites. But at the end of the day, we got our people that look for signs in the heavens, and we got people that are pretty much have been converted into the ways of America. Okay, all right, they are trying to seek knowledge and trying to, people like Sarnetta or what have you like that are into this, all kinds of different philosophies that are trying to accumulate wisdom and read all these books, but if you're not looking at the Holy Scriptures, man, as the creme de la creme of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, then you're not going to be able to get it, man. Okay, you see? But it says, but we preach Hamashiach crucified, unto the Jews a stumbling block, and unto the Greeks foolishness. Okay, and you got our people that are pretty much set up to stumble over this word, man. Okay, you see? Meanwhile, people that try to debunk what we're saying, okay, they look at it as foolishness, man. Okay, you see? All right, let's jump down to 25. Because the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men, and the weakness of the Most High is stronger than men. You see? Okay? And pretty much, man, you know, he can have on all kinds of different men of prominence he wants. But he's never going to come to the full knowledge of understanding what the hell is going on, man. Okay? And the pretty much, the apostles pretty much told him, man. Okay? The end of your world is coming, man. You know? You see? All right? And they also said that you best pray that you be not an Edomite, man. Okay? Because they had mentioned the fate of them, man. But it says, right? For you see your calling, brethren. All right? Talking about the men that stand 10 toes down for this truth. How not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty men, not many mobile are called. But the Most High had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the Most High have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. And the base things of the world and things that are despised have the Most High chosen, yea, the things which are not, to bring to naught the things that are. Okay? You see? And pretty much, man, that had to be said. All right? Because you got these people that are pretty much trying to find out about these phenomena that they're seeing in the sky. Okay? All right? And the only ones that can be able to pretty much convey that, all right, is the prophets, man. All right? So let's go to Zechariah chapter 5 verse 1. All right, and let's see what the prophet Zechariah pretty much witnessed. And it says, then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll, and the length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Okay, and this individual that was on the Tucker show pretty much described something that he said was 2 city blocks long. Okay, but this right here in this particular scripture, all right, this is pretty much the size of maybe a 40-foot bus, so to speak. Okay, you see, all right, but it says, then he said it to me, okay, all right, describing what he's seen, all right, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Okay, so pretty much that's what they're witnessing, man. Okay, all right, you see, that's what they're witnessing at the end of the day. Okay, right? It says, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off on that side according to it. Okay, all right, and I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts. Okay, in his Lord's armies, man. And it shall enter into the house of the thief, into the house of him that swear falsely by my name. Okay, and first and foremost, man, you know, the image that's put up, okay, this blasphemous man has put this image up, man, to deceive the whole world, man. Okay, you see, all right, the Lord seriously has a bone to pick with this damn man. Okay, and you have to ask Tucker another question, man. Do you think America is going to be still abiding side by side when the Lord makes his return? Okay, and that's a really a question that he needs to really ponder about, man. Okay, because these people are so want to try to heal Babylon, but the scriptures say that she will not be healed, man. Okay, all right, those UAPs, what they want to describe it as, all right, those are chariots of the Lord, man. Okay, all right, these people are running around talking about being religious or being a Christian, but they don't even understand how the Lord's going to make his return and what fashion he's going to make his return. Okay, all right, what would usher in his appearing? Okay, this is what they don't understand. You see, okay, but it says, right, that they swear falsely by his name, right, and they shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with timber thereof and the stones thereof, man. Okay, all right, and chiefly here in Babylon is going to be a wasteland, man. Okay, All right, that's pretty much the prophecy that's going on soon to come into this place, man. Okay. All right, from there, let's go to real quick. Let me pull this up real quick. This is Psalms 68, verse 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. Okay, so the Lord is among those chariots that they're seeing. Okay, all right, but those are the holy angels that they're actually seeing as well. You see, okay, all right, that's the Lord's armies. All right, this is what they're basically seeing. You know, okay, there's videos of to confirm these scriptures, man. You know, all right, where the scriptures confirm what they're actually seeing. Okay, you see, all right. From there, all right, let's go to you know, because like I said, at the end of the day, you know, this man, all right, wants to think that he's in control of everything that is out there. All right, okay, and this is why they're trying to sweep things under the rug and hide it and everything else. You know, all right. This is Isaiah chapter 40, verse 21. Have you not known? Have you not heard? That it not been told to you from the beginning? Have you not understand from the foundation of the earth? It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, and stretcheth out their heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. Okay? And this world, he knows it, man. This is a very small place, man, compared to the universe, man. Okay? Which is the Lord. The Lord sits on top of the circle of the earth. Okay? All right? There's dimensions to this place, man. Okay? There are different realms to this place, man. Okay? You see? All right? And this is what these people are of small understanding. Okay? You see? All right? The scriptures speak about, in my Father's house there are many mansions. Okay? You see? All right? And it says, right? That bringeth the princes to nothing, and maketh the judges of the earth as vanity. Yea, they shall not be planted, yea, they shall not be sown, yea, their stock shall not take root in the earth. He shall also blow upon them, and they shall wither, and the whirlwind shall take them away as stubble. Okay? And pretty much, man, the Lord is in control of all things, man. All right? This man is just has just been given the keys to just be the worst landlord ever. Okay? This is all this man is right now. Okay? A slumlord in the earth. You know? He making Babylon pretty much chiefly a dumpster fire, so to speak. Okay, through his policies and wickedness, man. This is what we have come to. Okay, you see, this is where the point of where we're at with this. Okay, and they talk about how much money that they're pouring into, you know, them seeing, you know, what's out there in the heavens. Okay, you see, and pretty much, you know, they're witnessing these things, and they're trying to figure out a way. They understand the elites in themselves know what that is. Okay, it's just all of the underlings. Okay, and they're getting commands from the top on down. Okay, just to nothing to see here, and be quiet and shut your mouth, or you lose everything. Okay, that's the whole sentiment of what they're seeing with these people, man. But you have many witnesses, man. Okay, plus the fact that social media, okay, and everybody has a pretty much a camera, and everybody is a witness of these things, man. Okay, all right. There's thousands of videos being pretty much published, you know, on a regular basis, man. Okay, of what they're seeing in the heavens, man. You see? Okay, all right. All right. From there, all right. Let's go to let's stay in Isaiah. Let's get Isaiah Isaiah chapter 66, verse 16. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger and fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord will be many. Okay, so contrary to popular belief of how the Lord's going to make his return, okay, the Lord is bringing destruction. Okay, all right, and this is what they fear. All right, this is why, you know, they have these different programs where they're gonna try to prepare themselves to fight against the Lord, man. Okay, you see, all right. What E likes to do is always wants to study the person who he feels threatened by. Okay, just like the children of Israel being studied. Okay, Jake, they know your movements before you even move it, man. They know how to push your buttons. Okay, they know how to keep you oppressed. Okay, they know what you're gonna do before they do it. You do it, man. Okay, they know when they push your buttons, they know what kind of reaction they're going to get. Okay, all right, physically, emotionally, they know how to control you spiritually. Okay, through these wicked pastors that are pretty much paid off. Okay, these agents. Okay, you see, all right, and pretty much, man, trillions of dollars are being spent, man. Okay, to keep truth hidden, man. Okay, including who the Lord's people are. Okay, which nobody really pretty much understands. Okay, but the truth is pretty much coming out, and you gonna have to deal with the process of elimination at the end of the day. Okay, all right, you see, all right. From there, all right, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Let's grab that real quick. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall a righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him and made no account of his labors. Okay, and talk of face the righteous men that stood in great boldness, man. Okay, down there in 34th and 7th, man. Okay, years ago. Okay, and at this point in time, man, you would figure somebody like him would consider, man. Okay, you see? When they shall see it, they shall be troubled, and terrible fear, and they shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Okay, and those those vehicles that they see out there, those UAPs, so-called UAPs, are the children of Israel's salvation, man. Okay, from their oppressor. Okay, all right. All right, those same chariots that they witnessing out there were the ones that was in the wilderness, man. Okay, being a pillar of light, a fire by day, okay, and a guide at in the day and a guide at night, okay, of leading them, okay, all right, to salvation, man. Okay, you see, all right. It says that they should be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation, man. Okay? And this is something that they never even would believe, man. Okay? You know? But you have certain people that actually put these things in movies, man. Okay? There are movies out there that where people have been shown beamed up. Okay? All right? And that's what we are pretty much are waiting for, man. Okay? And it takes a great deal of faith to wholeheartedly believe in that. You see? Okay? Right? It says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, in a proverb and reproach. And you have to think about when Tucker was out there with the apostles out there that time, 8 years ago, he pretty much had to have that in the back of his mind, man. What are these Negroes speaking about? Okay, just out of curiosity, they're not really thinking much of it. Didn't think that he can have a intelligent discourse with these men. You see, all right, but he has been deceived from the ways of this world, man, and the perception that E has put on Jake. Okay. All right, chiefly Judah. You see the perception out there. Okay, you see, And this is what they saying it within themselves, man. Okay? All right? These are the men of the people of the Lord, okay, that we had in derision, in a proverb and a reproach. We fools counted his life madness and his end to be without honor. And this is what they feel like right now, because he's right now in the height of his pride right now. Okay? You see? All right? It says, how is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is amongst the saints? You see? All right? This is something that where, then even now the truth is coming out that, pretty much Tiny Tops out there, they know that they're not the people of the Lord. They're coming to a consensus with that. The world is coming to with the consensus to that, but they pretty much now are trying to replace them with, if you're just a Christian and you believe, you're the chosen. You see, they're not even looking at the process of elimination that the Lord is dealing with the people, man. Okay, he's dealing with a particular people, a particular nation of people. Okay, you see, all right, and it says, therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined up unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. And that pretty much goes for our people as well, man. All right, but you got gonna have these heathen out here that pretty much have been deceived through the guise of through religion. Okay, all right, and all of its shortcomings that come along with it, and thinking if you just believe in everything's gonna be okay, we can just continue to sin and everything else, you see, and just continue to be wicked. Okay, because right now, meanwhile, why E is putting a foot in Jake's ass, he's calling himself the Christian though. You see? Okay, so it goes much more deeper than just words, man. This is a spiritual thing, man. Okay, and right along with a bloodline thing as well. Okay, he says, we wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. And you don't know it. You don't know it. You see? Okay, and this man is pretty much frantically trying to find it, man. Okay, you see? All right, he's trying to understand how things are working in the earth, man. Okay, yeah, true. He's pretty much been bringing out a lot of truth on things and bringing out a lot of whistleblowers on things. Okay, but he doesn't understand what's the driving cause of why the elites are doing this, man. Okay, this is where he falls short of it, man. Okay, all right. This man, he lost his birthright, man. And this is what they tried to explain to you. The apostles tried to explain to you. Okay? All right. So for that little bit of time that you was out there, the few minutes that you was out there, man, you just got just a tip of the iceberg of the truth, man. Okay? But at the end of the day, it's not going to resonate with this man anyway. Okay? It's not going to resonate with a man like this. You see? All right. From there, let's go to, let me pull one more precept. All right. This is, let's go to Revelation 6. This is Revelation 6 and 12. And I beheld, and when I had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, and she was shaken like a mighty wind. And the Lord said that he's going to rock this earth to and fro, man. Okay? That's going to be courtesy of the ICBM missiles, man. And the Lord pretty much simultaneously making his return, man. Okay? All right? So that's the day of the Lord. Okay? You see? All right? And the heaven departed as a scroll when it was rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of her place. This place is going to rock to and fro like a drunkard, man. Okay? That's in the scriptures. Okay? All right? What else can make the earth rock to and fro as a drunkard, man? Okay? You see? All right? When you even want to stumble upon a scripture like that, man, what would make you, what right now can make that happen, man? Okay? You see? All right? And now you're talking about nukes like a regular everyday conversation right now, man. Okay, you see, okay, UAPs that they call it, okay, so-called, okay, is everyday conversation, man. Okay, so the day of the Lord is nigh, man. All right, and it says, verse 15, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, even the bondmen, every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. Okay, and said to the mountains and to the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb, which is Yahushai. For the day, for the day, great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Okay, now this is the reason why you see a lot of these elites and pretty much people that pretty much got the tip to see what is going to happen in the immediate future. Okay, concerning down the breaking of society, and from thermonuclear missiles, and from the Lord. Okay, people are actually building these elaborate bunkers, man. Okay, underground bunkers. You see? Okay, all right. So everything's pretty much being all revealed and being tied together, man. Okay, the Lord said that He revealed His secrets to His servants, the prophets, at the end of the day, man. So an individual like him will never understand, although he did have the opportunity to listen and to even get even more information. Okay, you see, all right, to pretty much get the understanding. All right, but pretty much, he's gonna just continue to have all these different whistleblowers and trying to get some type of understanding that way, but they don't understand the driving method to this man's madness, man, and why he's doing these things, man. Okay, all right, and the simple reason is that because he's trying to get his birthright back, okay, he's trying to defend and establish his foothold in the earth, and gonna do everything he could to defend it. All right, even trying to fight against the Lord, man. All right, so with that, I'm gonna end it there, and I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom.